Yeah, we had a banner in November, and I tell you, even though this week was a short week, today was a short day. The Dow still closed up over 2% for the week. The S&P closed up strong. Today, everything closed up strong again today. And basically, there's two things going on, really. One is the uncertainty over the election seems to be about done. It seems Biden will, of course, become president, and that is almost a given. Trump's still trying to fight, but today Pennsylvania gave a big blow to that by rejecting his case in the Supreme Court in Pennsylvania. He can still go to the federal Supreme Court in D.C., but usually they don't take a case if another Supreme Court, a local one, turned it down, which was Pennsylvania. And what makes it even worse for Donald Trump is that three of the judges on the panel in the Supreme Court in Pennsylvania were Republican judges appointed by Republicans. So they'll look at all that, and I don't know now if they'll take that case. If he can't win Pennsylvania, it's a lock for Joe Biden. And then, of course, the other thing is the vaccines. We have two strong candidates for vaccines that could come out before the end of November. They look very positive. It's going to be a good year if we get those vaccines and they can distribute them to companies pretty fast. So it's going to be very interesting. So all of that filled in and made for a great month here on Wall Street. Wall Street hates uncertainty. So with the certainty of the vaccines and the election, it's a good month. We saw it this past week. We saw the oil stocks that got crushed 2 weeks ago. They were all buying last week and earlier this week. And the tech stocks, which they were buying about a month ago, they were selling today, rotating in and out. I think you're going to see that continue. These groups, like say Robinhood and these other groups, that they go in, they buy, and then they sell. And we saw a lot of option put trading going into next week. Say next week's an expiration, so we saw a lot of puts instead of calls, which means they think the market's going to come in next week. And the only reason they're doing that is for trading. And so I think you'll see that constant rotation. Like I said, they got into the oils, now they got out. The techs, they were selling the techs last week, now they're buying them this week. So it's that constant rotation we're seeing, and that's how these guys are making the money now. There's no long-term positions at the moment. Another thing I think you might see weigh on the market where we could take a breather is 30,000. The Dow closed over 30,000 today for the first time ever. I mean, we hit 30,000, but closed below it the last week a few times. But we closed above 30,000 this shortened day today. Now, for a lot of traders, that is a technical spot where they're going to say, this is where we're going to take a breather for the rest of the year. So we have to wait and see. I think you'll see the market sell off next week only because I've been predicting 30,000 for 6 months now. And then if we hit 30,000, you'll see a lot of traders sell off just to lock in profit. So I think that's what's going to have play an effect next week. It will have nothing to do with rotation. It has to all do about closing out their positions, taking some money, because now you got Christmas and New Year's coming up. Let's get a little money off the table, go spend it at Woodbury Commons and do something like that. But I think that's what you're going to see. I think we'll see a little sell-off, nothing major, but you might see the stock market come in like 500 or 600 points next week in total probably. It has nothing to do with the stocks. It's just let's take some money. You don't make money unless you sell something, and that's what you'll see next week, I believe. I would, we started buying today. We did some put buying today, only because, again, we thought the market was going to come in. That's for true transparency next week. But we also believe this is a good time. If it does come in next week, start buying some things. And also, another reason, tax selling, because Joe Biden says he's going to raise the capital gains tax next year. So if you made a lot of money this year, you might want to sell now while it's at 30,000. Get out before it does drop. Eventually, everything comes up and down. So I think you see that going on too. Tax selling, very critical this year because of Joe Biden's pledge to raise the capital gains tax pretty high. So I know a lot of my clients are selling between now and the end of the year only because of the tax reasons. And then next year they'll take a look at it and they'll be back. Now, you have to believe that these vaccines are going to work. I mean, that's what they're all saying. It's a 99% chance that they're going to work. It's incredible odds. So I would look at the cruise lines. I would look at the airlines. Now might be a time to get in those beat-up sectors. Any sector, I would look at the AMCs, the big movie theaters, things like that people will probably, or they've been pent up with for over a year. They want to do cruise lines. I think you'll see a pop in them for sure. And things like that, the stay-at-home stocks, like the Netflix and things like that, you might want to get out of right now. I mean, they'll still be good, but if people start going back out, there'll be less of an opportunity for them to buy the Netflix, whatever they sell there, or those movie packages, because now they're going out to the movies. And again, I like the cruise lines, I like the airlines, I think in the hotels, I think those are the stocks you want to start looking at again.